So, we're back on the S3. There was the oil cooler, which had a huge, massive scoring on it. So we fixed that, and another leak surfaced. I mean, it was covered all in oil, so it was really difficult to pinpoint the exact location of the oil leak. We had to dig a little bit deeper. So this is what we call the oil separator on this side. And that has the oil pressure regulator, and then the oil filter, and then the oil feed for the turbo, and then the oil pressure sensor. This unit is directly bolted onto the side of the block, and it is sealed by this gasket. It's amazing that they're still producing these gaskets. We're just gonna clean up the mating surfaces, slap that on. So that goes there. I like to do it this way, so I put the bolts in. That way it doesn't have too many options to move. There we go. Up. Okay, we're not gonna do them up all the way, because there are also bolts from the bottom, which I can't really reach from up here. Okay, now we're gonna do those up. The oil feed banjo bolt is actually in quite a good nick. We're gonna clean it just like ever so slightly and put some new washers on, copper washers, so it's not leaking. Yeah, the important bit is that horizontal plane. That's where the copper seal will seal. Can't have any crumbs or any marks on it, so it's perfect. New washers. We are just gonna whack that in. So those of you who are seasoned with 1.8 5-valve engines, you know that this breather pipe is a huge problem. We have replaced O-ring with a new one. There we go. The bottom ones are actually quite accessible, which is nice, but the top ones, the fuel rail is in the way. Now, I could just simply remove the fuel rail, but I don't know the condition of the injector seals and I don't know if I can reuse them, so I'm not gonna go down that route. I'm gonna use a ball-ended Allen key to do up the top ones, and we don't need extra seals. Turn the engine on, check for leaks, and off it goes to MOT.
A few moments later.
The S3 is back on the ramp. It has passed the MOT, but the last items that remains is the steering rack and the turbo. Turbo is leaking oil and doesn't boost. When I test drove it, I don't feel the 220 at all. I suppose you remember I fitted a universal gator on the steering rack. That was purely because the car was already booked in for MOT. Without it, it wouldn't pass. So it passed the MOT, and because the car passed the MOT, the owner agreed to carry on with the repairs. When you're working on anything old, you can't expect just to change one single part and then just forget it. As you work your way along the car, shit will hit the fan repeatedly. We had coolant leak at the thermostat housing. That's been sorted. And now, as I came here, guess what's over there? Yeah, boy, you guessed it right. That is coolant leaking from the coolant flange, which is put on with silicone. Lovely. The siliconator strikes again. This must be one of the most complex intake pipe I have ever seen in my life. So many things going on. What it should do is take the air from here to there, but it's doing a lot more than that. Let me finger this bad boy. I mean, axial play on this is wow. Significant up and down play as well. So no wonder it has so much oil around the intake system. And no wonder it wasn't boosting as much as it should. So we have the O-ring, the flange, and it stops leaking everywhere. Please. I'm about to pull the subframe off to have access to the steering rack, replace the steering rack, but I'm not gonna put the subframe back on just yet because I need a little extra room to sort out the turbo. You know what would be funny? If I take the subframe off and find out I don't have any extra room for the turbo. I mean, this is not too bad. The very first thing that I spotted is that the support bracket is missing. It's not just the bolt, but the complete bracket is missing. So the turbo is basically hanging on its own weight on the exhaust manifold. Oil return pipe missing the bolt. Now we're gonna whip out this turbo. Actually, this is my first time doing it on this setup, so I'm not really sure what to expect. I know for a fact that the oil feed is bolted this way towards the engine. I can't get in there and unbolt it. So my idea is I'm gonna undo the last bolt, move it a little bit so I can get an Allen key or whatever that is in there, and undo it and just scoop out the turbo, because the oil feed goes all around the engine at above the gearbox and in there under the manifold. It's a rigid pipe. Woohoo! She's out. I finally managed to get the turbo out. Not gonna lie, it wasn't the easiest. This one's going for refurb, and in the meantime, I'm going to suss out the steering rack. It's gonna be quite simple now that with the subframe is off. There are some bits and bobs that I need to remove and keep, like heat shield, this pipe. So this is the old steering rack, which has been rebuilt because, as you can see, it's painted black. The original is painted silver, and for whatever reason the seal here is pissing out oil. I mean, I just fitted the boot for the MOT, but it's already full of oil again, so that's the reason why this has to go. Banjo washer, pipe washer. Okay, we're in. Okay, I'm going to fit the boots and the track rods once I have the subframe back on. That is steering rack done. So our freshly refurbed turbo just came back. We've got decent gaskets. I'm just gonna lube the shaft like usual, slap it back in the car. It will be done soon. Fresh new washers. First is gonna be finger tight only, so I have a little wobble because I need to put the bolt in there to secure it. There we go. Cool. We don't want to over tighten this because obviously the banjo bolt is hollow. So give it a good nip, like, you know, make it FT, but don't be a dick. The bolt for the bracket, I can put that in this position. So I need to wedge something in there that holds it while I'm doing it up, so it won't move. Finally, that was painful, but at least it's in now. So the turbo is now fitted, everything is connected, oil in, oil out, water in, water out, everything is connected. Subframe time. Let's do a road test. Everything is done. Boosts like crazy. It doesn't leak coolant, it doesn't leak oil, it doesn't leak nothing at all. So absolutely happy with this. It was amazing to work on it. Didn't give me too much grief. That's a wrap. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.